Hello sports fans and welcome to Planet Zoo. Today is another sporty edition where I'll be pushing the aquatic pack animals to their limits to find out exactly just how low will they go. Now, I understand that might sound like a bit of a strange statement, but bear with me on this. The latest game update has introduced new swimming mechanics for some of the animals, all 4 from the new Aquatic DLC and the saltwater croc from the base game. They all now dive and swim underwater. We even have underwater feeders to entice them under there. This is a massive step forward for Planet Zoo, and I don't know about you, but it's certainly made me curious to see just how this new gameplay mechanic works. Now, since I am somewhat a bit of an odd duck, my brain is naturally drawn towards making this a bit of a competition. So today, my mission is to figure out exactly how far each animal will dive, how realistic it is, and which species now dives and swims fastest. To figure all this out, I need to set up a suitable course, so I'll get cracking on that and jump back when it's done. So, after many hours fiddling, let me show you the Aquatics deep diving course. It stretches basically from the bottom of the map, where you literally can't dig any deeper, right up to the highest level that you can add a barrier. Interestingly, I did find out that you can go higher than this with the staircase and with the terrain, but at this point, the barriers stop working, so you can't go any higher than this with a barrier. So, the tower itself is just over 500 metres tall. That's 127 stories high using the in-game walls. And, well, to compare that to real life, the Empire State Building in New York is 381 metres tall. So this is like 1 and another third, say, of the Empire State Building on top of that. So, dear me, I mean, I do go overboard. That's the thing I do. So here we are. Now, how this works, I know it doesn't look like it, but the entire thing is filled with water. You get a better look when you're actually inside it. Now, down at the bottom here, I have a set of 6 water feeders. Now, I'm hoping like hell that they still get filled up from this depth, because I've no idea. I mean, this might be too deep and the staff might not be able to path to it or something. So if that's the case, then this has all been for nothing. So fingers crossed this still works. If it works, what we'll do is we're going to bring in each animal that can dive in turn. We'll let the keepers fill up the feeders. Then once one of the animals is in the water, I will time how long it takes them from when they first dive. So not when they're on land. I'm going to test it from when they first dive, because sometimes they have a little problem pathing into the water. Once they've dived down, that shouldn't have any issues then. That should, if there's no problems, show us how efficient they are at getting from the surface up here right down to the bottom. I mean, that is if they even make it to the bottom. Part of me thinks some of these animals might just turn around, but I've always had good success with the feeding, where animals will just keep running or swimming or whatever to their food. So the fact that I've put their only food source 500 metres below where they should be eating, it might not make a difference. Now, in terms of realism, I have done a little bit of Googling just to see what the average depths the animals typically in real life would dive to. And, well, yeah, none of them are going to go as deep as this in real life. I mean, what I looked at, penguins, it says, can dive to about 100 meters and grey seals about 70. For the otters and the caimans, I couldn't find anything definitive. Just a lot of suggestions that they don't really dive deeper than about 3 meters. So I'm going to go with a hunch here that the game isn't going to be that true to life on this. We'll just have to use our imagination a bit here. So let me hire some staff and we'll get our first animals in. Making excellent progress on the stairs there, guys. Careful, you don't want to fall. I mean, it's probably an oversight on my part for not having a handrail here. But if you go over the edge, I don't think you're going to be in a good way. Did they just disappear? Oh, no, there they are. No, and they're gone again. Well, this is weird. Are they up top? This is crazy. They've glitched into thin air and... Oh, they've taken the penguins with them? No! Come back, people. This is not a good start. There you are. So they keep getting stuck on this piece of stair. I'm gonna have to move them all manually now. Well, that was an ordeal. I had to move all of the staff buildings up here and delete one of the stairs because they just kept getting caught in the stairs for no reason. So yeah, that means staff are trapped up here whilst we're doing this experiment, and no guests can get through as well. But, you know, not like that matters, to be honest. So I've had a play around. This is our final penguin. There's 4 in total in this enclosure. I'm just giving myself a bit of flexibility so that if one of them turns around or something, we don't have to keep restarting, because this is already going on quite a bit as it is. Now, I think the keeper had gone to get food too. Yep, there we go. So let's see if that's got the fish in it. Well, I can't see any on the ground there. So, yay, it must have transferred to the feeder. Okay, right, action stations. The fish are out of the toaster. Well, it kind of looks like a toaster to me. Penguins are all up top and they should be getting ready to dive. Ew, gross. Guess they're having a bathroom break first. This is the crunch point. So it's making me nervous that they've not moved yet. They should be going into the water. The keepers won't feed the animals unless they're hungry. So the fact that the feeder has been filled with fish means that they should be going. Oh, I really hope this works. They're either fighting or are they mating? That might be the mating thing. Oh, here we go. Oh, we've got one on the move. Waddling with a sense of urgency there. You hungry, boy? Well, if you are, I've good news. You only have to swim 500 meters down to the bottom and you've got yourself a tasty fishy treat. So yeah, I'll start the timer when they dive because they do sometimes have a bit of a swim about on the surface first, and that's not fair to compare them all if you're counting the swimming as well. Any day now, penguin. Look, your mate's even catching up there. Here we go. Right, timer's on. It was really fast. Can barely keep up with the camera. So about a minute and a half in and we're around halfway down. So about 250 meters at this point. So yeah, the penguin's gone a lot deeper than they've probably ever done before. Where are we now? Not far from the end. Doesn't seem to have lost any steam either. Almost there. And that's it. 3 minutes 39. So, not bad, I don't think. Although, I'm not entirely sure whether that's good or bad until we've raced some of the other ones. So, on to next animal. Next up is the caimans, and straight off they are raring to go. Literally, the food has just gone in, and they are straight out into the water. Only 2 animals in this race because they don't get on. You can only have 2 in an enclosure, apparently. So, battle of Mr. and Mrs. Caiman here. And that's the dive. This is a lot slower than the penguins. Like, really slow. They're just floating. Best settle in for the long haul. Our male caiman is just overtaking the female here, so size variance does really make a difference. Or maybe its gender makes a difference. Anyway, we'll follow the fastest one because, seriously, we're going to be here for flipping ages. Right, I'm thinking we must be halfway by now. You know, I'm not even sure. I can't go away from them for too long because I keep losing them. They're too tiny and brown and look exactly like the water. Where are you, caimans? Clearly didn't think this through, did I? Wonder if I'd put lights down here, would it have made a difference? But considering it's daytime, I'm not sure whether lights actually still work in Planet Zoo in the daytime. Oh, come on, where are you? Where are you? There you are, you little so-and-so. Right, got my eye on you. We are indeed approaching the finish line now, and I really hope the rest of them aren't like this. I'm so tired and bored. My finger hurts from keeping the mouse held down to have to follow the animals for so long. That's a little buddy. One last push. Come on, one last push and you're there. There we go. Well done. What time was that? 17 minutes, 22 seconds. Oh, I feel for you, Caiman. Oh, bless his poor little lungs. I doubt that I'll be winning any awards today. But never mind, you know, all in the name of science. Next up is the grey seal. Now, they've been giving me this little performance here, where they're all just in a semicircle and not moving. Not sure if this is a deliberate mechanic that's been put into the gameplay, or if I should be worried about them, to be honest. Let's see what happens when the food goes in. So, I figured out the problem. They couldn't get into the water with the little paving thing I had going on there, so I've had to put in this big chunk of extra soil, and they seem to be able to get in and out okay now, and they're moving about like normal. Food has literally just gone in, and Chunky Boy here is ready to eat. No messing around there. I think this is going to be a fast race. So, in the water, and are we going to get a dive? He's going for it. Maybe not. Nope, yeah he was. There we go. Straight in. Some twirly action there. Oh no, I don't think he's going for it. Oh dear. Right, let's follow one of the other ones. I don't think it matters that much. Like, the other seals were right behind him. They all seem pretty hungry. I think we're about halfway down now. The seals are definitely a lot easier to follow than the caimans were. They're also going a lot faster, even though they kind of swim. I guess the same sort of floaty sort of swimming. I'll be honest, I think the animation and the graphics that they've put into the king penguin is, like, by far the best I've seen so far out of all of the new animals. So maybe that does affect them being the quickest so far. I did think maybe a seal would go faster than this. Almost at the end here. Let's see how this goes. There we go, got it. How are we doing on time for that? 6:56. So, not as quick as the penguin, but definitely quicker than the caiman. So, goes all around, I guess. So last but not least, we have the giant otters, and the keeper is filling up the fish toaster right now. So which one's going to go first? We've got a front runner here. Straight in. I say that a lot, don't I? Straight in. I'm going to have to think of something else to say when they're getting in the water. Doesn't seem to be in any hurry to dive down, though. I can't blame them. That's a long dive, so I suppose you've got to gear yourself up for that. Here we go. And that feels like a good, strong start. That's got some speed behind it. The only thing that worries me is the sheer size of the animals. They're a lot smaller than the penguins were, but they are swimming, seems as ferociously as the penguins did. There's two of them here, neck and neck. This feels more like a race than any of the other trials that we've done before this one, to be honest. Wonder how close these two guys are going to get. Well, around the halfway mark now. And yeah, they're still neck and neck. Not sure who's going to win this one. Look how close they are. Right, we are coming into the finish line soonish. I think this one on the right has the upper hand. I think he's fractionally ahead of the one on the other side. Here we are, final finish line. Almost done. Done. Right, how long was that? 9 minutes 26. So, was that faster than the seal? Hang on, I can't remember. Let me look at the book. No, not even close. Seal was 6:56. So, there you have it. King Penguin wins out by a mile. And it's the seal, the otters, and bringing up the rear is the caimans. No surprise there, unfortunately. But I think we've all had a lovely day. So join me now as I offer a heartfelt round of applause to the King Penguin. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Bye for now.